Now let's try and start all the applications and see whether we have successfully refactored things so that we can run all the services locally, because it's really important that we get things working locally before we move on, right? So let's go to so in here, let's open up the Docker Compose. And what I want to do is for Eureka Server, if you want, you can basically comment it out. And for the API gateway, let's also comment it out. There we go. Now you can see that we have customer, we have basically all of these. So what I want to do first is I don't want to start these. So let me just comment these just for a second. So comment all of these, comment, and basically I just want to start. So if I scroll up, I just want to start RabbitMQ, Zipkin, pgadmin, and Postgres. So back to my terminal, and within the root, let's just say docker compose up-d. And there we go. So you can see that it's starting these 4 containers that I need for local development. So we could actually have 2 Docker files. So one for, well, it seems that I need more memory. So let me just ignore for now and see if I can complete this video. So what I was saying is we can actually have 2 Docker files, one for the Bootstrap services and the other one for all applications if you don't want to comment things. But for now, let's just keep things simple. And if I type docker compose ps, you can see that we have pgadmin, Postgres, RabbitMQ, as well as Zipkin all running. Now let's try and start our applications with IntelliJ. So within IntelliJ, let's try to start customer and see whether it works. So I know that this will fail and I'm going to explain why, but you can see that this fails immediately. And it fails because of, so in here, it's complaining about, so in here, could not resolve placeholder spring profiles.active class path, and then here. Now, because we haven't activated any profile, and still, so here it says no profile set, failing back to profiles default. So I think this must be a bug within the framework itself, but if we don't be explicit about the profile, this does not work. So this in here does not work. So what we have to do instead is, so go to, click on customer, edit configurations, and then in here, environment variables. So the same way that we've done, if I open up Docker Compose, remember for Eureka Server, we had Spring Profiles active Docker. So here within customer, we have to do the same thing. So here, environment variable, and this will be default. Now, even though, so as I've showed you, so even though the default, so failing back to default profile, which is default, it doesn't recognize it for some reason. I don't know why, but this must be a bug. And if you find out why, please let me know. So now if I try to start customer, this should work. So this $ and then basically replacement should work. And there we go. You can see that starting on 8080 and within 7 seconds or so. Now let's do the same for fraud. Paste that in, and this should be default. Let me just take that, apply. And the only reason why we're doing this is because of this file, right? So this file that we have within our clients module. So clients-default or clients-cube. So let's start fraud and also notification. So edit configuration and then add in environment variable, default, apply, OK, and then start. And there we go. We also connected to RabbitMQ. And let's test this by opening up Postman. And before we used to send requests to the API gateway. Now we're going to send it to customer, because in local development, it's fine for us to talk to these microservices. But when we move to environments, such as dev, testing, prod, so on and so forth, then we have to go through a gateway. But for local development, it's fine. So if I send the request, and there we go, you can see that it's a 200. So we've managed to refactor things so that we can develop these microservices locally. This is all for now. Catch me on the next one.